Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the family Ranunculaceae. In this topic, we are going to discuss about history of that family, introduction of family Ranunculaceae, genera which are included under the family, primitive characters of the family, advanced characters of the family, vegetative characters, reproductive characters, and distinguishing characters of family Ranunculaceae. So let's see first. The family Ranunculaceae is known as a buttercup or crowfoot family because if we observe the flowers which are present under the family Ranunculaceae, they looks like a buttercup, or if we observe the leaf patterns which are observed under that family, they looks like a crowfoot. That's why this family is known as a buttercup or crowfoot family. Then next we see the history of that family. So this word Ranunculaceae, it comes from the Greek word that is ranunculus, having the meaning little frog. Means the flowers which are present under that family, they looks like a little frog, or they have the structure like the little frog. That's why the name that is ranunculus. Then the family Ranunculaceae shows about 65 genera and more than 2377 species which are distributed worldwide. Then if we observe the classification of that family, so in that the scientist Takhtajan, he included the Ranunculaceae as only family in the Ranunculaceae, and he placed that Ranunculaceae into the subclass called as an Ranunculaceae. Then next we see the introduction of that family. So the family Ranunculaceae, it is known as one of the primitive family. Why it is known as a primitive family? Because the family members which are included under that family, they show presence of some primitive characters. For example, presence of large flower, clear distinction, or there is presence of separate calyx and corolla, presence of numerous number of anthers, presence of actinomorphic flower, presence of hypogynous flower. So these are some primitive characters which are observed under that family. So that family is known as one of the primitive family. Then the family shows 65 genera and more than 2377 species worldwide, and the India, the family Ranunculaceae is represented by a total of about 20 genera, and it shows a presence of about 163 species. If we observe the habitat of family members which are included under that family, so most of the members, they are tropical or subtropical, or the family members, they grown in the tropical and subtropical regions of the world, while some of the members which are present under that family, they are terrestrial, and some members, they are aquatic one. So if we observe the family Ranunculaceae, so there is a large diversion which occur inside the habitat, as the members, they are distributed in tropical, subtropical regions, or if we observe the growth pattern. So most of the members, they are terrestrial one, and some of the members, they are aquatic one. Then see that these are the different 65 genera which are included under the family, like Aconitum, then Adonis. These are the different genera, but most important here is the Clematis. Here, this is one of the largest genera. Then see that these are the different genera which are included under that family. For example, here the Nigeria, this is one of the largest genera. Then Ranunculus, this is also one of the largest genera. Then Thalictricum, this is also one of the largest genera which included under that family. Then next we see what are the largest genera among the 65 genera which are observed in that family. So see that the Ranunculus, this is the largest genera which is present under that family, along with 600 species. Then next to Ranunculus, the next genera, that is Delphinium, which shows the presence of about 365 species. Then the next genera which comes under the Delphinium, that is the Thalictrum, which shows the presence of about 330 species. After the Thalictricum, the next genera, that is the Clematis, which shows the presence of about 325 species. And the last largest genera which included under the family Ranunculaceae, that is the Aconitum one, which shows presence of 300 species. So this is the account of largest genera which are present under that family, that is the Ranunculaceae, Delphinium, Thalictrum, Clematis, and Aconitum. So let's we see what are the primitive characters which are present under that family. That's why this family is known as a primitive family. So see that as if we observe the members, so most of the members, they show presence of perennial habits. So for example, the genus Aconitum and Clematis, they show presence of perennial habit. And the presence of perennial habit, it is one of the primitive character. Then the presence of habit like tree or shrub, this is also one of the primitive character which is observed under that family. And here if we observe the genera Pannonia, so this genera or members of this genera, they are either tree or shrub. So this is also a primitive character. Then the presence of stipules, this is a primitive character and which is observed in the genus Thalictrum. Then the leaves shows the presence of reticulate venation. This is also a primitive character. Then the flowers are bisexual one. This is also a primitive character. Flowers are actinomorphic one. Actinomorphic means if you cut the flower in any plane, it will give two equal parts. So the presence of actinomorphic flowers, this is also a primitive character. Then the presence of large number of petals, this is also a primitive character. The clear differentiation in between the calyx and corolla, this is also a primitive character. Then presence of polypetalous condition, this is also a primitive character which is observed in that family. Then the gynoecium is polycarpillary and apocarpus. Okay, so this is also a primitive character. And the presence of anatropous ovule, okay, means the presence of inverted ovule, so this is also a primitive character. So due to presence of that large number of primitive characters in some of the genera of family Ranunculaceae, this family is known as a primitive family. So let's see what are the advanced character which are also present under that family. So see that some of the members under the 65 genera, Some of them they show presence of herb type of habit, means they are herbaceous one, and the presence of herbaceous habit or herb habit, this is an advanced character. Then the presence of compound leaves which are observed under the genus Clematis, this is also advanced character. Then some of the genera they are exstipulate except the thalictrum. So the absence of stipule, this is also a advanced character. Then the genus called as an Delphinium, it shows the presence of zygomorphic flowers. So that zygomorphic flower, this is one of the advanced character. Then if we observe the genus Thalictrum, this genus Thalictrum, it shows the presence of unisexual flowers, and the presence of unisexual flower is one of the advanced character one. Then the petals, presence of fused petals, and that fused petals which can form the spore, this is one of the advanced character which is observed under the genera Delphinium. Then presence of Syncarpus gynoecium which is observed in the genera Nigelia, so it is also a advanced character. So if we observe the family Ranunculaceae, so it is a mixture of primitive and advanced characters. So see that what are the common plants which are included under that family, that is Aconitum chasmanthum, then Aconitum heterophyllum, Anemone pulsatilia, then Clematis paniculata, Clematis trilobata, Delphinium aegiacis. Then these are the different species of Delphinium. Then the Ranunculus aquatilis. So see that in the habitat we have studied that most of the members they are terrestrial one, but some of the members they are aquatic one. So see that here is the example of that aquatic species which is included under that family, that is Ranunculus aquatilis. This is one of the aquatic member which is found in the family Ranunculaceae. Then the Nigella damascena, Nigella sativa, Thalictrum, different species of Thalictrum. So these are the common plants which are found under that family. So see that these are the beautiful flowers of Clematis which are observed under that family. So see that these are the beautiful flowers of Delphinium. So if you observe that flowers, it look like a, or the structure it look like a little frog. That's why it included under the Ranunculaceae. See this one, this is the flower of genera Ranunculus. So due to the presence of that beautiful flowers, this family or the members of that family they are grown as an ornamental plants. So see that these are some flowers of genera Thalictrum. See that how beautiful flowers are present in that family. Then next we see the leaf variation which is observed under that family. So see here, if we observe the leaves which are present under that family, so the leaves are either simple or compound leaves. Then if we observe the compound leaves, the leaves are either trifoliate or palmately compound leaves. They are observed in that family. See here. Here if you observe the margins of that leaves, so some of the genera they show presence of entire margin, and some of the genera they show presence of serrate margins. Then the leaves are elongated one, elliptic one, they have the stalk. So this is the leaf variation which is observed in the family. That is mostly the leaves are trifoliate one, and some of the members they show presence of palmately compound leaves. So see that this is the leaf pattern which is observed in the genera Delphinium. So see that this type of leaves they are called as an tooth toothed leaves, or you can say the dented leaves. This pattern, it is called as an toothed type of leaves. So this type of leaves is the characteristic feature of genera Ranunculus, Delphinium, which is observed under the family Ranunculaceae. Then next, see this one. This is the pattern of leaves which is present under the genera Ranunculus, under the family Ranunculaceae. So see here, the leaves are again trifoliate one. Then they show presence of serrate margins. Then they show presence of depression. Okay, so the leaves are uh, deeply here. The deep notch is present into that leaves. So next we see the classification of that family. So if we observe the classification of that family, so the family, it comes under the kingdom Plantae because they show presence of chlorophyll. Then it belongs to subkingdom Tracheophytes. Tracheophyte means they show presence of well developed vascular system, means they show presence of well developed xylem and phloem. That's why it is included under the subkingdom, that is Tracheophytes. Then they are included under the division Angiosperms because they show presence of double fertilization and the ovules are enclosed into the ovary wall. Then this family is put up into the class Dicotyledone because they show presence of two cotyledons, taproot system, and leaves shows presence of reticulate venation. Then it belongs to order Ranunculales because they show presence of crowfoot or buttercup like flowers. That's why they are included under the ranunculus, or you can say like a the structure of the flower, it look like a little frog. That's why it is included under the ranunculus, and the family is Ranunculaceae. So this is about the classification. Then next we see how the different scientists they are going to classify that family. So see that according to Bentham and Hooker, he put up that family under the phanerogams because they are the flowering plants. Then under the dicotyledons because they show presence of two cotyledons, taproot system and reticulate venation. The difference in first system and here is Bentham and Hooker put up that family under the polypetalae because the petals are free one. Then they put up that family under the Thalamiflorae because the flower is placed at a disc shaped structure, and that disc shaped structure it is known as thalamus. That's why it is called as an Thalamiflorae. Then he put up that family under the order Ranels, and the family is Ranunculaceae. Then according to the scientists Igler and Prandtl, he put up that family under the phanerogams as it is a flowering plants. Then put up that family into the dicotyledons. The reasons are again same, that is presence of two cotyledons, taproot system and reticulate venation. Then they put up that family into the Archiclymidae, into order Ranels, and the family Ranunculaceae one. Then the scientist Hutchinson, he put up that family under the Angiospermae because they show presence of double fertilization and ovules are enclosed into the ovary wall. Then he put up that family under the dicotyledons because of taproot system, reticulate venation and presence of two cotyledons. But the difference in first three classification and here is he put up that family under the Herbaceae because according to him most of the members which are found in the family Ranunculaceae they are herbaceous one, or they are herbs one. That's why he put up that family under the Herbaceae. Then in the order Ranels, and the family is Ranunculaceae. Then next we see the general characteristic features of that family. So under the general characteristic features, we have to study what are the vegetative characters and what are the reproductive characters of that family. So first we see what are the vegetative characters of that family. So under the vegetative characters, first come the habit of that family. So see that most of the members which are included under that family, they are either annual or perennial herbs. Then some of the members, they show presence of climbing habit. Means some of them, they are climbing one or climbers one. Some of them, they are shrubs one, and very rarely they are trees one. So if we observe the climber habit, so see that the genus Clematis and Naravalia, these are the two genus or the plant species which are included under that genera. They show presence of climbing shrubs. So see that this is one of the habit of that family. The next we see the next vegetative character, that is the root. So as that family, it is included under the dicot. That's why the root system is taproot system. But in some of the member, it get converted into adventitious or tuberous root system. For example, the genus Ranunculus and the genus Aconitum. So most of the members which are included under that genera, they show presence of tuberous root system. And here in this family members, the first system, it is a taproot system for initial period, and then the taproot system, it get converted into the adventitious root system. Then next about the stem. So as we know that the family members which are observed under that family, so most of them, they are the herbs, some of them, they are climbers, and very rarely they are trees one. So whenever we are going to describing the stem of that plants, so it is herbaceous. In some of the climbing members, it is delicate. Okay. Then it shows the presence of underground rhizome. The stem is erect one, stem is branched one. So these are the descriptive characters which are observed in the stem of that family. Then next we see what are the different characters of leaves which are present under that family. So see that if we observe the leaves which are present under that family, so generally the leaves are simple one or compound one. If they are compound, they are trifoliate one or palmately compound one. Then if we observe the phyllotaxy of leaf which is present under that family, so the leaves shows presence of alternate or opposite phyllotaxy. Then the leaves shows presence of stalk. That's why the leaves are petiolate one. Okay. And very rarely they are sessile one. For example, sessile leaves, they are observed under the genera Delphinium. Then the leaves are exstipulate. Okay, so the presence of exstipulate leaves, this is the most important character of that family, and very rarely, for example, only the one genera, that is Thalictrum, which is stipulate under that family. Then about the habit, here also the some of the members, they are terrestrial one, and some of the members, they are aquatic one. So as the member is aquatic, so the aquatic member, that is the Ranunculus aquatilis, it shows presence of leaf dimorphy. And as the family, it is included under the Dicotyledone, that's why it shows presence of reticulate venation. And in earlier pictures of leaf variation, we have observed that about the leaf margin, the leaf margins which are present under that family, Some of the genera they show presence of entire margins. Some of the genera they show presence of seriate margins. The next character which comes under the general characteristic feature, that is the reproductive characters. And under that reproductive characters, we first know the type of inflorescence which is present under that family. So if we observe the variations under that family, so about the inflorescence, the family shows presence of different types of inflorescence. For example, first one, the genus Anemone, it shows a presence of solitary terminal inflorescence. Then the genus Clematis, it shows a presence of axillary inflorescence. Then the genus Aconitum and Delphinium, they show presence of racemose type of inflorescence. And the genus Ranunculus, it shows the presence of cymose type of inflorescence. So see that the variation of inflorescence which is observed under that family. So inflorescence, it is either solitary, terminal or axillary, racemose or cymose. Then the next character which comes under the reproductive character, that is the flower. So if we observe the flowers under that family, so the flowers are pedicellate one because they have the stalk. Then the most of the flowers they are ebracteate. They does not show presence of bract. But some of the genera they show presence of bract. Then the flowers are bisexual, and very rarely or only the single genera, that is the Thalictrum, it shows the presence of unisexual flower. Most of the flowers they are actinomorphic one, and very rarely they are zygomorphic one. For example, in the genera Delphinium and Aconitum, they show presence of zygomorphic flowers. Then about the arrangement of flowers, then the flowers show presence of hypogynous condition. So hypogynous condition means whenever the calyx, corolla, androecium, they are originating from the base of ovary, that type of condition of the flower, it is known as the hypogynous flower. Then the flower is complete one because it shows presence of all the four orals. Then the most important characteristic feature of the family is the flowers are pentamerous one, means they are present in the multiple of 5, means whatever the calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, they are present in the multiple of 5. That's why the flower is known as pentamerous one. Now next we see about the calyx. So some of the genera, they does not show clear distinction in between the calyx and corolla. While if there is a separate calyx is present, then the sepals are 5. Then they are caducous. They are polysepalous, means the sepals are free one. Then they are petaloid, and they show presence of either imbricate or velvet aestivation. So this is about the calyx which is observed under that family. Then next we see the corolla. So corolla, they are present, or the petals they are present in number 5. They also shows presence of polypetalous condition, means here the petals are free one. See this one, these are the petals, they are free one and having variously colored one. Then here the petals they get united at the base and they can form a spore which get developed into the nectary. This is called as an spore formation. So this is the most important character of that family. Okay, that is the petals are united to form the spore. So this is one of the distinguishing character of that family. So see that the next character which we have to study, if you observe here the anthers, these are the anthers, yellowish color. So here the anthers, they are arranged spirally. So this is again the most important character of that family is the anthers, they are arranged spiral. So see here, this is the calyx. In some of the members, this calyx, it is hairy, and in some of the members, it is glabrous. See about the androecium, which are observed under that family. So see that the stamens, they are indefinite. So numerous numbers of anthers are observed under that family. That's why this family is known as an primitive family, because the presence of numerous anthers, this is one of the primitive character. See that here the anthers, they are arranged spirally on the thalamus. Then the anthers, they are dithecous. So this, see this one, what is the difference in between monothecous and dithecous anthers? So if you cut that anther, you are going to visualize the four pollen sacs. So this type of anther, it is called as an dithecous, and this type of anther, this is called as an monothecous. So this is the difference. Then next we see the gynoecium. So if we observe the gynoecium which are present under that family, so gynoecium, it is either tricarpillary, monocarpillary, or pentacarpillary. But the but the carpels, they are free one. So they are included under the polycarpillary. So see here the genus Delphinium, it shows presence of only a single carpel. That's why it is called as an monocarpillary. While the genus Aconitum, it shows presence of either 3 to 5 carpels. That's why it is called as an tricarpillary or pentacarpillary. Then here, as the carpels, they are free one, that's why they are called as an apocarpus. And one of the genus, that is Nigelia, in which these carpels are fused one, that's why it is called as an syncarpus. So as we observed in the flower, the condition of flower is hypogynous, that's why here the ovary is superior one, and the type of placentation which is observed under that family is marginal placentation, except one of the genus, that is Nigella, which shows a presence of axile placentation. Okay. Then next we see the type of fruits which are observed under that family. So see that mostly the aggregate type of fruits are observed under that family. So under that aggregate type, the member shows presence of Itario of Akens in the genus Ranunculus. Then the type of fruit which is observed under the genus Aconitum, that is the Itario of follicle. Genus Delphinium shows presence of follicle type of fruit. Genus Nigella, it shows presence of septicidal capsule. Genus Actea, it shows presence of berry type of fruit. Then the genus Adonis, it shows presence of Itario of drups. Then the genus Hydrastis, it shows presence of Itario of berries. And the genus Xanthorrhea, it shows presence of simple pods. So see that there is a large variation in the presence of fruits which is observed under that family. So next, here there is a completion of the vegetative and reproductive characters. That is, we have finished the general characteristic features of that family. Now next, see that this is the berry type of fruit, pod type. This is an Itario. So next we see the distinguishing characters of that family. So what are the distinguishing characters? Distinguishing characters are those characters which can differentiate one family from the other family. So what are the distinguishing features of family Ranunculaceae? That is, if we observe the habit of that plants, so most of the members of herbs, so the presence of herbaceous habit, this is the distinguishing character of family Ranunculaceae. Then the leaves are exstipulate one. They show presence of incised blade. They have the sheathing base. The leaves are simple one or compound one. Then they show presence of dented, toothed leaves. This is a distinguishing character of that family. Then about the flowers, then the flowers are ebracteate one, pentamerous one, presence of hypogynous flowers, presence of bisexual flowers, and the spiral arrangement of the flower, means spiral arrangement of calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. This is the characteristic feature of that family. Then about the calyx, the sepals are deciduous one. Then the calyx and corolla, they are free one. Then the petal can forms a spore. This is one of the distinguishing character of that family. Then the stamens, they are present, indefinite or they are infinite. They are free one and they are arranged spirally. This is a distinguishing character of that family. Then the carpels are polycarpillary, apocarpous, and the presence of aggregate type of fruit. These are the distinguishing characters of that family. Thank you. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.